Hi guys, so I'm here with a book haul for you. I don't record as many book hauls now because I've mentioned in other videos, particularly in my ebook hauls, I tend to buy more ebooks now than physical books. So I tend to wait for the physical books to pile up a little bit before recording a book haul because I don't buy as many now. So pretty much just this is accumulated over sort of three-ish months, I want to say. So I'm choked on air. Fabulous. So the first book that I have to show you is What a Difference a Duke Makes by Lenora Bell. I've already read this. I think this was in my April wrap up. I really enjoyed this. This was sort of a Regency historical romance. As you guys know, that's a favourite genre of mine, and this was a really good one. It was sort of a mixture of Mary Poppins and Jane Eyre, and I just really enjoyed that one. I was also sent this one. I was sent that one from Piatkus, and I was sent this one from them as well, and that's A Rogue of Her Own by Grace Burrows. This one I have not read yet, and I don't think I've actually read any Grace Burrows books, so hopefully I will pick this one up soon. Again, this is another historical romance novel, so hopefully I'll be able to check that one out soon. Another book that I received from Piatkus was, what is that? Oh, High Risk by Simone Arnstedt. This is, I want to say, a Swedish author. So I don't quite know if it's a romance, a mystery. So we shall see. Last book that I was sent from a review was from HarperCollins, and that's Nobody Real by Steve Camden. Don't know a lot about this one. I assume it's YA contemporary, but the cover's quite funky. I don't know if or when I would read that, but there's that. And then everything else I have bought myself. So the first one is The Designs of Lord Randolph Kavanagh by Stephanie Lawrence. This is the Kavanaghs Volume 1. Again, this is another historical sort of Regency romance. I used to read a lot of Stephanie Lawrence. I can't say that I really have in recent times read a lot of Stephanie Lawrence, but I do obviously still love very much my historical, particularly Regency sort of set romances, and she was one that when I first sort of started reading that genre, she was sort of one of the first authors that I picked up, and ever since sort of reading Lisa Kleypas and getting back really heavily into that genre, I've wanted to read some more Stephanie Lawrence, and this was her most recent release. It's a really cute little mass market paperback. And then I changed jobs in April. I had to think for a second there. The months are passing me by in a complete blur. I changed jobs in April, and where I work now there's a really cute independent bookshop, and obviously I've checked it out in my time at work, or in my lunch break, etc. I should say, and I have purchased a book from there. And I hadn't heard of this book, hadn't seen it, but I was drawn to the cover and it looked really cute, so I decided to pick it up, and that's Big Bones by Laura Dockrell, and it looks like this. Obviously it's about quite a big girl, so that appeals to me. It's about a girl called Bluebell, aka BB, aka Big Bones, and she has to keep like a food diary, and it just seems like it will be good fun, so I picked that one up. And then I realised I'd fallen quite far behind in my reading of The Black Dagger Brotherhood by J.R. Ward. I did pick up a Black Dagger Brotherhood novella on my Kindle to try and get back into it, but I think that it might be quite a big reread for me to get back into that series, because when I first started reading that series it was very much like a paranormal romance series, but as the books developed, I think after sort of book 6, book 7, it started to sort of not derail but change tack and move more into the urban fantasy genre. So the romances are still very much a heavy part of the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, but I don't think they're the focus anymore, and I think that's when my attention started to drift away. But I do want to get back into it because it's a series that I very much loved in the beginning, so I think that I just need to have a concentrated reread. But I picked up the books that I was missing, so that's The Chosen and The Thief. This is the newest one. I think it came out April time. That's the newest. And then I have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. This was obviously on pre-order. I absolutely love Sarah J Maas, but I prefer her Throne of Glass series to this series. I've actually still only read the first book in the series, and this is just book 5. It's book 4 or 5 in her Court of Thorns and Roses series. And I can't get to the bloody page that will tell me what book it is. Oh no, it's book 4. But yeah, it's not. I enjoyed the first one, but I obviously didn't enjoy it as much as Throne of Glass because I haven't picked up. I own all of the books, I just haven't got around to reading them yet. And as well as that, I'm so heavily invested into the Throne of Glass series. I think I really want that to be concluded before I pick up this series. It's quite weird for me to read 2 series sort of at the same time by the same author. I'm not a big fan of doing that. I like to read one series sort of at a time. And then the last 2 books are both books that I bought on my Kindle, read them, absolutely fell in love with them, and so I desperately wanted to own the physical copies. So the first one is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I absolutely loved this book. I keep raving about it to pretty much everyone. It's kind of a adventure pirate type novel, like a quest. It's just really, really good. I thought it was fantastic. I blazed through it. I didn't want to put it down. Highly recommend. And then I did a review of this, and that's The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I was reading this on my Kindle, was just absolutely devouring it, and then when I saw it in the supermarket, I knew it was going to come one of my favourite books, so I wanted to own the physical copy of it. So guys, that's all my books for this haul. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading.